I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's talk. Hi, everyone. I'm Lamarsha Lewis of I Am Lamarsha Lewis YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please like, please share, and if you feel comfortable enough, leave me some comments. Let's get a conversation started in the comment section. I welcome any positive feedback, and I can only grow this YouTube channel with your help and your support. So please help me grow this platform. So let's talk. Today is Tuesday, December the 1st, 2020, the first day of December. We are 24 days away from Christmas. We are 30 days away from a new year, 2021. We all are excited about what's going to take place on January the 20th, 2021, which will be Inauguration Day for President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. He will become the 46th President of the United States. We will no longer use the term President-elect, but we will start saying President Joe Biden. And we will no longer use the term Vice President-elect, but we will be saying Madam Vice President to Kamala Harris, African-American woman, the first woman to hold the role as Vice President of the United States and the first woman of color to hold the role as Vice President. So 2021 will be an exciting year, not only just being able to celebrate the inauguration for our next presidential administration, the Biden-Harris team, but because this year, 2020, has been such a trying year. It has been a very trying year for all of us. Many people have lost loved ones. There are still people that are contracting, catching, getting COVID-19. This virus has not gone away. In fact, we're in the winter month and we're going into the winter months. It's been cold. I'm in the state of Mississippi. And again, today being December 1st, when I went outside, I saw frost on the ground. I'm like, okay, December's bringing frost in on the first day. But as I said, 2020 has been a trying year for all of us. Many families all over this country have lost loved ones. The total is up to over 270,000 American lives. We just celebrated Thanksgiving just this past Thursday, last week, and it was a lot of empty chairs because a lot of family members were no longer there to celebrate, or friends no longer there to celebrate with their family and friends. And also we had to do a smaller rendition of Thanksgiving. CDC guidelines asked us not to have big crowds, as we have seen and heard on different social media platforms, the news, different TV talk shows. There were people that did not adhere to the request, and they talked about how it was Cardi B said she had, first I read it was 40 people, and she came back to apologize to her fans. I was watching the View today, and I heard, as well as seeing on social media platforms, now the number is 37. 40, 37, either way, that was way too many people to have. I believe it was like 25 adults and 12 children. And that's not practicing being a role model or showing that you take on responsibility, accountability, or leadership. And she has so many people that looks up to her. But something Sunny Houston said on The View that I can concur. I don't look to people like Cardi B or Kim Kardashian, any of those celebrities of that type, especially like housewives and, you know, the Kardashian, how they came to fame and all of that. I don't look to people like that to be a role model for me. Someone like Michelle Obama, yes, she's my role model. Someone like Sunny Houston, yes, she's my role model. Someone like Kamala Harris, yes, she's my role model. It's people like that is doing good, not just someone out there just doing a whole lot of entertaining and not being responsible. But I came on to first say hello to everyone. This is a new month, hoping that 2020, the month of December, we have 30 days to go, hoping that it would be some good days and some good things will happen within the last month of this year, because it's been a trying year. It's still a trying year for so many people. So many people without jobs, can't pay bills, can't, like I said, we just celebrated Thanksgiving. There was a lot of people weren't able to have a Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm so grateful to people like Tyler Perry and so many others. I know Lonnie Love went out and supported to a food bank. Just in everyone, I don't know everyone, but to any and everyone that did something to help someone else for this past Thanksgiving, I want to say thank you and God bless you, because things like that is needed. People need that support. People need love and to know that they're cared about. And when I first came on, I did my normal, showed my banner with I am Lamarsha Lewis. But as you can see, I have my Christmas tree up. I have stockings up. It's myself and my son and 2 grandsons that I will be celebrating Christmas with. So I have our stockings up. I have my Christmas tree up and some other decorations I have here in my home. So I kind of wanted to share that with you all today in this video. And I have been trying to get myself, I did some housework today, cleaned up my kitchen, just various things, and started watching some social media platforms on YouTube, seeing different things that's going on Twitter. Pretty much been on Twitter, and I haven't really been on Facebook today, but I have been on Twitter and just seeing a lot of things that's going on. And I was trying to get rid, I want to do a video about our former president, Barack Obama. As you can see, I have his book, The Promised Land, and he has been doing some interviews with various talk shows or late night talk shows and 60 Minutes, and I heard when he was on the Breakfast Club, so I got to listen to that interview, and I want to go back. I did listen to the interview on 60 Minutes, but I got to go back to re-listen because I want to take notes so that when I get my notes and my thoughts together, I can come and do you a video in regards to our former president, Barack Obama, what he's talking about, what's currently going on. For the first time, he is calling out the sitting person that's in the White House. 50 days to go before we effectively terminate Donald J. Trump presidency. So I was happy to see that, because as we know, First Lady Michelle Obama said it best: when they go low, we go high. They are people of integrity and morals and character. They don't spew hate. They don't get down in the dirt like Trump and so many other people has done and is doing. They have stayed in a leadership role. They have stayed to a higher standard, and that alone I continue to applaud them for. But he did do something which was needed, because right is right and wrong is wrong. He is speaking out on how Trump has done, and he had said how he had hoped that he would do what was right for the country and what was right for the person having the role as the president. He had hoped he would do that, but as we can see, he did everything but that. He is a total disgrace to hold the title as the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, and to even to live in the White House, our house, the people's house. But again, I'm going to come back with a video once I go back and do some more, like I say, listen to the 60 Minutes interview, I want to listen to the interview he did with the Breakfast Club, and just gather my notes and thoughts and come back and talk to you about that. But what I did want to go ahead and come on and talk to you today, I was on Twitter, as I stated, and I saw something that's trending, and I could not speak on it because I was so grateful to see someone finally calling out this rhetoric, this nonsense of Trump and how he's endangering people's lives. I'm going to read or play for you some videos, clips, and things that I heard, and I am stating that I am giving a disclaimer. I am getting these sources from Twitter on various people, Twitter feeds, and different outlets that have posted these clips about. It's about Gabriel Sterling. He is the voting implication manager with the Secretary of State in the state of Georgia. And it was stated that he gives 2 news conferences a day. ever since the election, reporting what has been going on, especially with the recount that, the state of Georgia had to do because it was such a slim margin between Trump and Biden, and because also Trump is asking for all these different states to recount and things of that nature and perspective. But something happened, and this man, Mr. Gabriel, or Gabe, if you want to say Gabe for short for Gabriel Sterling, he stood up and he called it out, and it stated that he is a Republican. It stated that he does support Trump, but I just don't understand, really. If you have integrity, if you're a person with morals, values, and leadership, and you thinking about your children, your grandchildren, that is seeing this either in, like we are in today's time or in our future, I don't understand how somebody could support a man like Trump, but there are many people that do. That I do get. But let me find some clips and I'm gonna play it. Okay, and this one is from NBC News, and I just want you to listen to what he says.
What you don't have the ability to do, and you need to step up and say this.
Hold on. Let's start at the beginning. NBC News reports this.
Mr. President, it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. We're investigating. There's always a possibility. I get it. You have the rights to go through the courts. What you don't have the ability to do, and you need to step up and say this, is stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get shot. Someone's going to get killed. And it's not right. Frankly, when they called for us to resign, the president called the Brad Raffensperger, who was a fine, upstanding, lifelong Republican, an enemy of the people, that helped open the floodgates to this kind of crap. It takes people who are already spun up, and there are people who can have some righteous indignation to be angry, but there's also people out there at this point in the social media world, we see what happens. There are some nutballs out there who are going to take this and say, the president told me to do this. Essentially, you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible in your rhetoric. You have to be responsible in your statements. You have to be responsible in your deeds. That shouldn't be too much to ask for people who ask for us to give them responsibility.
And he said that so ethically. You could tell, yes, he was upset, but he stayed professional. He was acting out of emotion because, like he said, it's beginning to be just too much. You are talking about people's lives that are so he's, like he said, he gets it. He's a public official. He's gonna get some rhetoric. He's gonna get some, crap and people talking about him and the negative and all that. But when you start with people's lives at stake, that's going too far. I'm gonna read what this says. It says, Georgia election official Gabe Sterling, Mr. President, it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. Stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get shot. And someone's going to get killed. It's not right. And he is so correct about that, because you are talking about people's lives. I'm going to find another one, because like I said, right now this is what is trending on Twitter, because it's about time that someone called out this mess that Trump has gotten going on. Just because he cannot or refuses to accept defeat, he's showing that he's not being a leader, and he's wanting people to vote for him or wanting to be the president for another 4 years, but this is what you're doing. That's not leadership. And like it's also, he said, man up. And I need some other men that have the attributes of a man, but you're not really acting as a man because you're being silent and complicit to all of this. Man up and do like what Mr. Sterling just did. Call this crap out. Because enough is enough. And he just, too many people lives is at stake here. I'm trying to find another one. So bear with me. I'm going through my my feed here. Okay, this is from the recount. It's a 26-second clip, and I'm gonna...
There's always a...
Okay,
Mr. President, it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. We're investigating. There's always a possibility. I get it. You have the rights to go through the courts. What you don't have the ability to do, and you need to step up and say this, is stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get shot. Someone's going to get killed. And it's not right. It's not right. Mr. President,
and that was from the recount. It was another one I wanted to share. That's the recount again. Let's see here. Okay.
Gone too far. All of it. Joe Geneva today asked for Chris Krebs, a patriot who ran CISA, to be shot. A 20-something tech in Gwinnett County today has death threats and a noose put out saying he should be hung for treason because he was transferring a report on batches from an EMS to a county computer so he could read it. It has to stop. Mr. President, you have not condemned these actions or this language. Senators, you have not condemned this language or these actions. This has to stop. We need you to step up, and if you're going to take a position of leadership, show some. My boss, Secretary Raffensperger, his address is out there. They have people doing caravans around their house. They've had people come onto their property. Trisha, his wife of 40 years, is getting sexualized threats through her cell phone. It has to stop. This is elections. This is the backbone of democracy, and all of you who have not said a damn word are complicit in this. I can't begin to explain the level of anger I have right now over this. And every American, every Georgian, Republican and Democrat alike should have that same level of anger. Mr. President, it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. We're investigating. There's always a possibility. I get it. You have the rights to go through the courts. What you don't have the ability to do, and you need to step up and say this, is stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get shot. Someone's going to get killed. And it's not right.
He's right. To every person that is silent, to every person that is complicit, especially the Republican Party. He was calling out the two senators in the state of Georgia. But I say to every Republican. How they all have been silent and complicit. Even the two from my state of Mississippi, Cindy Hyde-Smith and Roger Wicker. All of the Republicans, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Mark Meadows, Tim Scott, all of them. And as we know, the state of Georgia is going to have, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be having a Senate runoff. The current lady is Kelly Lafayette, and she is going against a pastor by the name of Raphael Warnock. I saw earlier on Twitter where Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II gave a beautiful post and video about him. He was saying that his friend is being attacked. He's talking about the candidate that is running against the sitting Georgia State Senator Kelly Lafayette. He is a pastor by the name of Raphael Warnock, and also the current senator in the state of Georgia, David Perdue, is going against John Ossoff. I do hope, Lord knows I do, and I pray that Georgians do in the Senate race like they did in the president's race where they turned blue, because it's time out for this. It's time out for people. He said a 20-year-old tech went to do his job and basically is getting attacked and talking about finding noose, or the Secretary of State's wife getting sexual messages through her cell phone. And no one is opening their mouth. Not a damn person is calling this crap out other than he is. It's time for to stop. It's time. And then he said to Trump, you want to be a leader. You want the role of leadership, but you're not condemning it. No, he's not condemning. He's why it's going on. Just like when he did that first debate with now President-elect Joe Biden, when he told when they was trying to get him to call out white supremacists, remember that? When they asked him to call it out, he said, well, who do you want me? What do you want me to do? Who? And so he went with the Proud Boys. Stand back, stand by. He gave a code. I said that initially when he said stand back, stand by to the Proud Boys, who are known as white supremacists. That was the code. And the next day, they said, Mr. President, we standing by. We standing back. And we saw how, and I think that was in New York, if I made no mistake, where people was trying to get to the polls. People blocking them, Trump supporters. The time when Biden's team was, I believe it was the state of Texas, was going to do a rally when they were on the bus, and Trump supporting barricade them and basically trying to run the Biden bus off the road. See, Trump has been the cause of this. He's not condemning it. He's invoking it. It's a difference. But yet he expects for people to want to give him another 4 years. See, I'm getting like Mr. Sterling. Because everybody should be upset. He right. The anger should be coming from everybody, because this is not America. It's not human. It's not human. I know, politics is a dirty game, and people gonna do this and people gonna do that, but there should be a limit. There should be a bar that should not be crossed. And the things that Trump has done, is doing, because when it was called on November the 7th, 4 days after we had went to the polls on November the 3rd, we didn't immediately know who won the presidency. It took them 4 days before they could give us the winner. And that was Joe Biden. Like it or not, it was Joe Biden. Trump lost. And then he started way back when calling the press the enemy of the people. Leslie Stahl told us how he told it to her. The reason he do it so he can discredit the press. And we see how successful that's been. This gentleman just said it in one of his videos, how he called out I forget the person's name, but an official enemy of the people, all because he don't like people telling the truth. We see how he fired Chris Kurtz because he said there was no fraud, no malice found. This was one of the safest presidential election in presidential history. He didn't like the truth, so he fired the man. And we still have people to support this, but I have learned it's never just one. Trump is not by himself, because that's how racist is. We have racist people. We have prejudiced people. We have people that only concern is about greed, money. Mitch McConnell, to be first. It's been talked about how when the news was given about the late Justice Ruth Bader Garner, the woman wasn't even probably cold, and he's already on the phone with Trump telling him he needs to nominate that woman, Amy Coney Barrett, that they now, with the sham rush job, put on the Supreme Court. Never tried a criminal case. Her career has been being a professor at her alma mater where she went to school in Indiana, Notre Dame. But yet she now sits on the highest court in our land. And it's a lifetime job. And she is not worthy of it and definitely does not have the credentials. But many of us, like myself, got degrees, and it's hard for the average person to get a job, a decent job, a good paying job. But people like, it's also known white privilege, they make up a job and give to them their daughter. It's the world we live in. Is it right? Not at all. But it is what it is. But going back to what's currently going on, somebody needs to call it out. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And again, I get the dirtiness of politics, but no one's life should be put in harm's way. And if you lose an election, you lose the election. You cannot overturn the will of the people. And when I say the people, the will of the American people, the citizens, the registered voters that went to the polls and voted. You cannot overturn what we have spoken. And that is, Donald Trump is out and Joe Biden is in. And it's just applaudable that he's even got this craziness going on. And like I said, the Republican Party are sitting silent and complicit. But the reason they're doing it because they don't want to be like Chris Kearns, where if you tell the truth, you get fired, or he'll be trolling you, calling you out on Twitter. But man up and woman up, come on. We're talking about adults. I'm appalled at our government. I am. Because it doesn't represent all of us. It's just a select few. And most of them has to be rich and with money. It's all about money and power. That's why the Republican Party has sat complicit for 4 years. And they're going to sit complicit and silent until January 2021 when Trump is out. Because they knew he should have never been there. They knew they should have removed him when he was impeached in the House. But because they had their own agenda, greed, money, power, giving tax breaks to the millionaires, billionaires, people that are already rich and won't even raise minimum wage from $7.35. Would not give the average American who needs a tax break. Didn't even get another stimulus package before the election. Here we are in December the 1st, still no stimulus package. But I'm supposed to vote for somebody like that. And I'm appalled at the citizens of the states of Kentucky and South Carolina that you actually put Mitch McConnell back in there. And Lindsey Graham, but especially because he controls the Senate. Bills that have been sitting months and months and months on his desk that he refused to sign. But Kentuckians gave us this problem back. I have a problem with that. We need to become more diligently. We need to become more concerned about what's called you live in the United States of America, regardless of what state, what party affiliation, what gender, any of that. If you are an American citizen, you have a right to make your voice heard. And that's why they try to suppress our votes. And whenever there's time for any type of election, I can say even when it's on the local level, we need to vote. We need to let them know, I'm making my voice heard. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And yay, we're going to win some battles and then we're going to lose some. But when you lose, you need to still hold on to integrity. We didn't win this time, but I'm not going to attack my opponent. Because that's not who I am as an American. It's definitely not who I am as a person. Especially when you got all these devout Christians saying they're Christian. God is love. He has no respect of person. I'm still appalled that we got children that have been separated from their families. They were put in cages with inhumane treatment. And many of those children will never be back with their families. And people sat silent and complicit to it. It was the late Elijah coming to call that crap out. Like he said, none of us would have our children living in conditions like that. And you tell me someone who's okay with that. What mother is okay with that? What father is okay with that? But we got people that have sat complicit and silent to children being locked up in cage, snatched from their parents, and now we have learned over 666, I believe it was, however what the number was, when they can't find the parents. And no one wants to take accountability. We can always look the other way. Trump still got Obama name in his mouth. Obama this and Obama, as they say, Obama lives rent-free in Trump's head. But I just want us to do better. Do better as a people. Do better as a country. Do better as a democracy. This is time, like Mr. Sterling said, it's not fair. It's not right. And someone needs to just go ahead and just let Trump know. But he knows. He knows. Finally, Emily Murphy finally gave the okay to do the process to start the transitional. Look how long that took. All because I want to upset Trump. You got the press secretary, Kelly McEnany. That woman's going to go crazy, constantly lying for Trump. All because she knows if she tell the truth, if she call it out, she knows she's out. But what she doesn't know, in 50 more days, you're out anyway, Kaylee. You're out anyway. Why not have some integrity? You're a mother. You have a daughter. But yet still, you go on Fox News, any other outlet, but as we know, Fox News, with your lies. And your first day on the job, you told the American people, I would not lie to you. That was a lie. But let's just be conscious of what's going on. And all I can ask and say, be conscious of what's going on. You do your part, and I'm going to do my part. And when, like the late John Lewis said, when you see something that's wrong, say something. It's okay to say something, and you can do it respectfully. But if you see something is wrong, you have a duty. You have a responsibility. You have an obligation to do something and say something. And do your best to get that problem resolved. And resolve the right way. I appreciate your time. Again, please subscribe. Please like. I welcome comments. I welcome positive feedback. It is my desire to build this platform God has placed in my heart. And I can only do that with God's grace and mercy, your help, and your support. I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's talk.